EaseTrip planners, because there's been a lot of chatter about what the promoter intent really is with the EaseTrip planners. We have Nishant Pitti joining in. Now, we know the developments from last week. Nishant did resign as CEO of the company with immediate effect, citing personal reasons. Nishant Pitti has now replaced Nishant Pitti as the CEO. Nishant is with us on the phone line. Nishant, hi. Thank you so much for taking the call. And I'll just cut to the chase. The market is really wondering what is your intent. I'm looking at the last available public shareholding, where your shares were, your stakeholding was 14.2% roughly. You've sold about 1.4%. I believe you were looking to sell almost the entire stake, but that didn't happen. What is your intent? What are you thinking? And what about the other promoters and the overall promoter shareholding in the company?
Good morning. So firstly, I repeat your question. The decision, the first answer would be the decision reflects in strategic focus and driving growth and expanding EaseMyTrip global and international presence in my capacity as a chairman of the company. While I continue to play an active role in shaping company's future, Nishant will be taking over as CEO to oversee day-to-day operations and ensure seamless execution to a vision. I'm confident that his business acumen and deep expertise in travel industry will pave an exciting and promising future for EaseMyTrip. And the second question was for selling the stake. The reason to sell a portion of my stake, that is just 1.4% out of 14%, was a strategic step to diversify my personal investment and unlock a value after doing like 20 years for EaseMyTrip. Despite the sale, I still own 12.6% shareholding. And as promoter group, all the three brothers continue to own almost about 50% of the company.
Nishant, weren't you looking to sell a much larger chunk? How much of your shareholding do you want to sell right now?
We are not going to sell anything right now. My focus remains firmly on EaseMyTrip growth, and I'm fully committed to supporting its expansion and success.
So can you confirm that you, Rikant and Prashant, all of you, which comprise about 50% of the company's shareholding, that neither of you, would be selling any further stake?
Absolutely correct. Moreover, EaseMyTrip stands out as one of the few new age companies where overall promoter equity remains almost about 50%, which you will not find, in other e-commerce companies.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Nishant. Good morning and good to have you on the show. Nishant, we get that clarification, but the reason you're not selling is because you couldn't find the buyers, right? Otherwise, you were looking to sell 14%.
No, we are not selling.
You had enough buyers, is it?
Yes, we were.
But why didn't you do a strategic sale? You could have reached out, got institutions to participate. We're seeing the institutional shareholding as well as fallen. This could have been handled in a better way. Don't you think so?
It is a better way, but still right now we are not focusing on selling the entire stake. That's what's being highlighted by the media. And I'm being the chairman of the company. We are just going on global expansions and day-to-day activities, as I mentioned, will be taken care by Rikant. We have a lot of more to deliver on the table.
So you're saying that there was, if you were looking to sell that 14%, the remaining that you have, then there was enough demand, but you have chose that you only wanted to sell this 1.4% and now you'll not sell more. Is that the clarification?
That's correct. That's absolutely correct.
But, don't you think from a shareholder perspective, they're absolutely baffled. You all did so many corporate actions, the retail holding in the, went up, the institutional holding came down. It could have been handled in a much better manner, right? Because suddenly you have so many question marks that are out there. And for a business as you're stating, you're so confident about, it could have been handled a better way. What's your comment on that?
It would be a better way. Now you'll see that we are completely revamping the complete things into the EaseMyTrip as well. And as I told you, we are just going ahead with the organic and inorganic growth, both pedals we are scaling it up. So if you see any other companies in new age tech businesses, particularly in the e-commerce space, you will not find any other company who will be having so much of promoter equity till now. Everybody starts raising the money. We are the first one who never raised money, who a bootstrap company, went to the IPO and diluted only 25% the time of IPO, which was mandated to us. We only sold 25% in the last 4 years of listing.
But Nishant, initially, when the block was on sale, it was a 14% block, your entire holding. So what was the intent at that point?
It was not entire holding was on sale. We just sold a part of that. That is
you did sell eventually. Yes, Nishant, you did eventually sell only 1.4 out of the 14%. But when the block was offered to,
holding.
10%, agreed. But initially, what was communicated to the bankers and what was on offer? It was an entire block of 14%, right? So the
it was not
initial
an entire
intent.
block of 14%. the initial intent was 10% of the block which I hold. That is 14%, 1.5% of the 10%, 1.4% of 14%. And as I told you, we still own almost 50% of the equity.
So you're clarifying that only 1.4% was on sale and that got taken up. Is that correct? You're saying that 14% initially itself wasn't on sale. We understood otherwise. That's why we are trying to clarify this.
Oh, yeah, that's correct.
Okay. So now you're saying the promoters will not sell any further stake. If you could just tell us the timeline. Is this for 2025? For how long will this hold?
This will be holding up. We can't just give you some timeline, but still, we are not selling anything right now. And that could be, you can say, in 2025, we are not going to sell anything.
2025. Okay, so Nishant, these clarifications are really important. So you're saying the promoter group will not sell any further stake this year, 2025?
Calendar or fiscal?
No, there are no immediate plans to sell promoter stakes. So I'm giving a timeline. If you are particularly asking, we are not going to.
No, so but are you saying fiscal year FY25 or calendar year 2025?
You can count it both ways. Like, we are not going to sell anytime soon.
The two are very different, but Nishant, the two are very different. If you're saying that you're not selling any more in fiscal, that means come April there could be sale. I think, okay, let's also get to the broader point here.
We are not. There are no requirements to sell in calendar year 25 also.
You have no requirements to sell in calendar year 25.
We are not. That's correct.
We get that. So now,
and entering into new vertical like corporate travel and luxury tourism, there are a lot of innovations happening, leveraging AI, data analytics, including exploring blockchains to enhance consumer experiences. We are just going into promoting like eco-friendly tourism and carbon offset programs as well. A couple of things which the companies will be doing in calendar year 2025. Particularly to answer your question.
Okay, so there's a lot of innovation getting into corporate travel, etc. So you have resigned as a CEO, but you're going to stay on as a board member and the chairman of the board, right?
I'm the chairman of the company, that's correct. And I will be taking care of the international expansion of the company throughout. And Vikas will be taking care of the Indian operations, the part which is going to handle up on a day-to-day activity.
Okay, and all's good in the hood, right, between the three brothers?
That's correct. Everything is fine between the three brothers.
No, right. No, because from a shareholder perspective, they want to know what's going on with the promoter entity. A couple of other questions. You have sold some stake, in the recent past in 2024 itself. What are you going to do with all that money?
We are going to diversify into certain, there's a personal choice, like we are exploring certain options, and which will be, of course, in line to travel verticals only. Like, we only know travel. Since at the age of 38 years, I'm just 38 years, and my 20 years have been into travel. So we don't know anything besides travel. So everything will complement EaseMyTrip. That's all I can say right now.
What happened to that bid for SpiceJet? Are you still interested in the M&A action in that sector?
No, we are not.
Okay, so leave us with some ideas, some projections, a broad picture. I'm just going back and looking at some of the numbers because the market is also wondering what the promoter intent is and whether a lot of the diversification that has been spoken of or started this year, whether that's going to eat into the current cash levels, the current growth trajectory. So leave us with key numbers. Your CAGR revenue outlook, say for the next 1 to 2 years, the cash levels in the company, and the margin that you'd like to maintain since you're committing, since you're saying promoters are absolutely committed to the business of the listed entity.
That's correct. That's correct. Till now, we were focusing only on the air travel part. Now, as I told you, we are focusing on different areas of travel. This could be non-air also. So in that, the margins numbers are too much. Like compared to the just flight tickets, the margins into a hotel segment and the holiday segment are much more compared to the flight tickets.
How much is the cash, Nishant? Finally, what's the cash level in the company right now?
I think so. It's almost about 400 crores.
Okay. All right. Nishant, we appreciate you joining in and giving us some clarifications. We're going to be holding you at all these details, but thanks a lot for coming by. You've tried to clear the air on various aspects, and we'll hold you that you and the remaining promoters are on the same page and not looking at selling any more shares. Got it. We'll take that.
While also strategically acquiring, we are complementing businesses which we are doing on a personal capacity. This will also add up to a dual approach for EaseMyTrip.
Got it. Nishant, thanks a lot for joining in. We have taken note of your journey, which has been great. But off late, the shareholders have been perplexed with regard to what they've seen. But you've clarified, so we'll take that on board. Well, thanks a lot for joining in. That's the stock price of EaseTrip. A lot of corporate actions. The stock has come out drastically from the recent top. But we have to take the promoter's clarification on board as of now. Prakash.